Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. So let's begin our session with a wonderful quote. Nursing unity as a potent antidote to the growth of fear. In the face of adversity, our collective strength prevails. Motive discussions paves the way for a harmonious and resilient future. Good evening, everyone. I, Kapil Kumar Verma, being your host for today's international webinar on the topic Emergence, Growth and Motive of Terrorism in India. Extend my warm greeting and a very good evening to all of you present here. As we know that terrorism in India unraveling roots, addressing growth factors, and understanding motive for comprehensive approach. Talking about SEMS Welfare Foundation, we are a Section 8 not-for-profit company registered under the Company Act 2013 with various recognition from NITI Aayog, MSME, MPCON, DDU, CKY, and more recognition as a startup by DIPP, MCI, and awarded Best Service Award for National Contribution. SAMS Group with an active network of 5,000 plus professional published book and an international journal, organization, education and health camps for unprivileged children, promoted digital and financial literacy, and contributed to the society. Our initiative, DG Saksham's, has developed content for 300 plus courses in IT, BFSI, retail entrepreneurship, impacting diverse age groups. We were executed a skilling project for 600 inmates, signed MOE for training, collaborated with various organizations, and conducted international conference. Families, others, another SAMS initiative empower women through workshop and newsletter, conducting awareness program in digital literacy, making and marketing and career development across different industry. We have impacted over 1,000 women across states and recently celebrated a milestone of 100 women associated with the program. On behalf of the whole SAMS family, I welcome you all for today's international webinar, Emergence, Growth and Motive of Terrorism in India. And to add to our guest of honor, today's speaker is Akash Pandey. Sir, it is a great honor to you have with us, sir. We are grateful for your presence here with us today. Now let me introduce to you to the speaker. He is a student of journalism with my keen interest on existent growth and motive of terrorism in India. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Kapil. And I would like to thank the SEMS Foundation who have given me the chance to speak. So let me start this session of today's the emergence, growth, and the motive of terrorism in India. You all people have come through the news 2 years ago. There was a news by an BJP politician or BJP spokesperson named Nupur Sharma. She have told some abusive words or not the words which were not fruitful to the some part of community, and she have told something about Islam. After her verdict, the things went very wrong, and there was a time span of 1.5 day, and after that the news organization or the fake news organization have started retweeting on under the name of Nupur Sharma that she is creating hate all over the nation. I would like to say you that okay. So what is terrorism actually? Terrorism, which is all known in Hindi, Atangwad, and it is more classified by saying that it is a dharmwad, it is a radicalism, or it is most people say that it is Islamism, and many more terms what the people use for the terrorism. How terrorism started? You all people have known that during the First World War, USA and USSR were used to USA and USSR for being a friendly nation, and USA was working on the ideology of capitalism. During the First World War, USA have funded all the peoples nearly to the Egypt, nearly to the Iran, Syria, Afghanistan, and people who are related people who are live near the Balochistan too. So United States of America have funded them with capitalism. They have given them guns, they have given them food, they have given them money, and told them to fight. First World War went very good. Another comes to the Second World War. The Second World War they have funded again from the people of Pakistan, Iran, Egypt, Syria, Islamia, Somalia, Turkey, people who live over there because these places are majorly known as because the areas of Egypt, Iran, Syria, these places are very less fertile. यहाँ पर these areas are not very rich in greeneries. So people who live there, they are a good practitioners of hunting. They are good practitioners of the things who are related to muscle fitness, muscle strength. So USA have found that these peoples are very good to fight. Let's train them. They have trained them like a warrior. They have trained them like a deadly machines. They have given them guns, food, leave, medicines, money, everything. After the end of Second World War, Britishers or the Americans have stopped funding them, and because of that reason, they have found the people remained in the areas of Balochistan, Afghanistan, Syria, Islamia. People who lived there, they have seen the crisis of food, they have seen the crisis of medicine, and so they found that they have a single asset that will return them money is what the guns. They were having their guns with them, and they started killing people just for money. This is how terrorism has grown. This is how the growth of terrorism has started. And during the span of time, it has been started from, it comes from Egypt, Iran, Syria, went towards Balochistan, Afghanistan, and now it has been in India. And what we say, the bacteria of terrorism is now being spread all over the country. This terrorism has a great asset behind them or a great backbone behind them. The name of that backbone is Muslim Brotherhood Organization. I know some of you are not aware of the Muslim Brotherhood Organization. This organization is being headed by Hassan al-Banna. Hassan al-Banna was a great Sufi saint, I could say. In 1927 to 9, near about 1927, 1928, he was a great Sufi saint of at that time, and he has lots of followers over there. But he saw that people who are following him are also indulged with some other activities. Like college students or youth students are more attracted towards the films, more attracted towards the song. What they're more attracted to entertainment. So Hassan al Banna have started a propaganda, or he started an organization named Muslim Brotherhood Organization. And that this organization calls everyone and asks them to follow Islam, or asks them to follow the culture of Islam, the deen of Islam, and they talk about Islam. Since these things have been grown up, first Hassan al Banna was followed by the aged people like 50, 55, and soon it has been reduced, and the growth of the followers started increasing. From 50, 55, it had went to the hundreds, 200s, 400s, and hence, after some time, after 10 years, during 1930s or 1940s, Hassan al-Banna was being a very great saint, and he had been a great leader. He was ruling the area of Islamia, which is present in Egypt, and hence the terrorism or the ideology of radical Islamism have came from there. And we can say Hassan al-Banna to be one of the great reason of the spread of the radical thinking of Islamism. During the time, Hassan al-Banna have seen that some of the other saints, some of the other Sufi saints, are trying to manipulate his followers. To protect his followers, to protect his ideology from different other saints or Sufi saints or the people who are actual followers of Islam, Hassan al-Banna have started keeping guns with him, have started keeping bodyguards with him, have started keeping goons with him. During the age of time, as time went on, Hassan al Banna and the team of Hassan al Banna started killing the peoples who were opposing his ideologies, started beating to the people who were opposing their ideologies. At the part of Egypt, these things were happening, and the leader was Hassan al Banna. During the other side, where 1947 was near, and India was divided in two nations, India, East Pakistan, and West Pakistan. These Muslim organization has seen that the newly independent countries will be the best position to hold on, or the best place to hold on and start their Islam and start their terrorism business, start training peoples, because the areas of East and West Pakistan, the tribe that is all covered by tribal peoples. You have seen the areas of Balochistan; they are very less literate. The places of Pashtuns, Afghanistan, places like Kabul, they are really, really very less educated and less literate. So these people have seen that the areas of Pakistan, Afghanistan, Balochistan will be the perfect area to fight because the areas near to India were already the people who connected to India, the people who have just been separated are already very emotional. So they have seen that and they have found this area to be very fruitful and they have started their business over. To starting this business, first of all, the basic need of this organization was the money. And where did the money should come from? They have started growing opium. People who are listening me, they already know or may not know. So I can will tell you that the Afghanistan is one of the greatest farmer of opium. He is the greatest exporter of opium, and the most of the opium market is being governed from Afghanistan. Selling out the opium in illegal basis gives money to these parties, gives money to this organization. This organization was started firstly to protect. This organization have started firstly to protect their life, to protect their family's life, or for food. But now this hunger of food has been grown so high that these people want another people's life. They want peoples to cry. They want to treat every other people like laborers. They want to treat every other people like slaves. This is what terrorism has been started. Now I'll come to the motive of terrorism. What was the motive of terrorism? First of all, what I said the motive was terrorism was first of all, I should say the motive was terrorism was of that the people who are having guns, they need food, and now this motive has been increased and the hunger of people have been increased towards from food to the land. They want to spread themselves in different lands and they want to set up the nation according to their ideology. And what is their ideology? The ideology is to slave people. People like you and me will never wanted to be a slave. That's why we are living in a democratic nation where a single citizen of country is a king or a kingmaker. But the organizations like Al Hazrat Islamia, Muslim Brotherhood Organization, and many others, terrorist organizations, wanted the people should be this way. To fight from these organizations, to fight from these ideologies, many countries from world are being starting up with their intelligence agencies, starting up with their militaries, armed forces, and but after having such great security in all over the nation, these people do not stop in bombing the nations. You have heard the news of 9/11 or 26/11 in a country. The motive of these organizations are simple: kill, earn. If I'll tell you an example of Kashmir, before the disimplementation of 370 law, the Kashmir was under the rule of terrorist organization, where terrorist organization speaks the sentences like we will take Kashmir with Hindus women and accept Hindu men. They have their ideologies, they have their written books on this kill, govern, earn. Things are very bad going all over the nation. Not only Kashmir is the factor or is a sufferer of terrorism, but like this, more than 500 Kashmirs have been grown in India or the neighboring countries of India. You will never know how Sri Lankan peoples or the people who lives in the red corridor area, like tribal groups of Chhattisgarh, tribal groups of Balochistan, how they live. They are the sufferers of this terrorist organization. Now, till date in our country, after 2014, the things have been went very slow, but still these insurgencies are currently happening, and the military forces of India are still dealing with this terrorist organization. This is all from my side. Any questions?
Wow, what a wonderful knowledge given by you, sir. I hope our audience learned many new things from this session. I would like to highlight some of points like root cause, examine historical, socio-political, and economic factors, culture and regional impact, assess culture, influence, and regional disparity, motives, analyze, investigate ideology, religious, and geopolitical motive, counteraction strategy, propose compressive strategy, or for addressing terrorism. Sir, there are a few questions which our audience want to be answered. So, with your permission, shall we proceed with the question?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, sir. The first question is that what historical factor have contributed to the emergence of terrorism here?
See, first of all, the historical factor what has been contributed under the emergence of terrorism in India was the land disputes and the ideology dispute. What we know that before 800 years we were the slaves of Muslim leaders, and after that, from 200 years we were slaves of British leaders. And as British leaders have left India, they have given us a gift of Pakistan, a separated part of India. So the emergence of terrorism in India, the terrorist group have seen that. Let me explain you like an example. If you have a family, you have two brothers in a family. One brother has been separated. Then other people who doesn't like your family, he will definitely come into between and he will poke one of the brother. Same what Britishers or other terrorist organization have done with India. As India have been separated from became two nation India and Pakistan. So the people from outside have came and started poking us. The first at most the country they have poked was Pakistan. They told them that you were very suppressed in that nation and you are not getting facilities, you are not getting reservations, or they are demolating you, and you are the people of Khilafat. So you should be governed by the person who is a Muslim leader. Apart from seeing that Muslim leader will be coming to the position and wanted to demolish the harmony and security of the nation. This was the major cause of the emergence of terrorism.
Right, sir. Just like food dalo Raj karo Raniti.
Yeah,
Thank you.
exactly.
Thank you, sir, for answering the question. And our next question: how do socio-political influence shape the growth of terrorism in the country?
Yeah, socio-political aspect is one of the greatest aspect, or what I see as like the political parties in India. Political party governs or runs on the money. The person who will provide him money, they will speak their words. तुम जिसका नमक खाओगे, तुम उसी की भाषा बोलोगे.
Right.
So this was the political aspect how terrorism have grown, and the social aspect was if the people who are living in this society and getting suppressed by some of the reasons by police or the wrong governance of civil services, wrong governance of the propaganda of some areas, propaganda of some of the politicians, that society, that the social area, they have seen that different organization or different people are giving them great opportunities, giving them guns to fight against the civil servant, what they are being suppressed. And I would say you the example of one of the state in Chhattisgarh. What was happened there? There was an MLA over there. I could not say his name. It gives me the political. I'm really sorry. I could not say his name. At the place of Chhattisgarh, what happened there? There was a MLA. People have voted that MLA from 3 times, means 15 years. He was governing. He was being an MLA of that position, but he was governing his constituent area from jail. As he came out from the jail, he started suppressing people. What people have thought that to get my family back, to get my family in harmony, I want to fight with this MLA. How he will fight? He have to fight with him by guns. Who will provide them gun? These organizations. So that was the reason.
Thank you, sir, for answering these questions. Next question is: in what way do economic disparities play a role of fueling terrorism in India?
Economic disputes, economic disabilities. The economic of any nation is a backbone of the nation, as India is the fifth largest economy of the world. But when India was not the fifth largest economy of the world, before 10 years, when India was at 11th position, at that time, terrorism was at its peak. You can see that the areas of Seven Sisters like Assam, Tripura, Mizoram, the Chinese inflation is very bad. They said that if you want, they demand people, they bargain with people. Like if you want to wear a T-shirt, or if you want a 1 kg of salt, if you want a battery, you have to kill a person. Like what happens in the Kashmir. If you see the real analysis of the journalists who have went in the Kashmir, when 370 was implemented over there, and special permission was given to the Kashmir, the person over there, people says that I don't, the local people, that I don't have money to feed my family, and these organization comes and give them 30,000, 40,000, and say that take this money and come with me and let's do jihad. So this is how economy imparts to the growth of terrorism in any country.
Thank you, sir, for answering the question with the example. The next question: how would you analyze the ideological, religious, and geopolitical motive driving terrorism in the country?
See, geopolitics is another aspect. If I'll start telling about you about geopolitics, this session will go very very lengthy.
No problem, sir. You can
Another.
skip something if you want. No more deeper, just like shortcut. Go ahead to
Hmm.
understand the scenario.
See, in all over the world, what my research says that we have 148 terrorist organization all over the world, with having 8 different types of Al Qaeda's, Al Mujahideen, AIUM, and Indian Mujahideens. There are lots and lots of organizations which are mostly funded. There are two banked organization or funding organization which is being funded and has their headquarter in London. So the people who are white and who have from the starting of the day thought that will go to India, excluding India, the thought that this country can exploit all the resources. The thinking of those person did have not changed till yet. They still want India to be poked by someone from outside. You remember during Lal Bahadur Shastri, and before that, when Pandit Nehru was the PM, India has witnessed India have witnessed a war of 1962. In 1964, Pandit Nehru died. At that position, when Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel have conquered the Kashmir with power of accession, at that time the terrorist insurgency was there in Kashmir. Raja Hari Singh have told this to Pandit Nehru that please help me with this insurgencies. Pandit Nehru have went directly to US UN Council and he told that, see, I'm getting troubled by some terrorists. Please help me. UN said, okay, we'll see, and they have neglected Pandit Nehru. India, under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, is getting very highly reputation in all over the world. And because of this, the geopolitics all of the country, or the countries around India, the neighboring countries or the friendly country, are now getting focused in India. Before that, no one was there such emerged. No country was such emerged. Only some countries like USA, Russia, France, Britain, England, Europe. These countries were only they have only high money and high economic rate. They've had lots of money. So they have started poking India and most of the country. Now, it is not about India. It is about Pakistan also. It is about Balochistan also. It is about Bangladesh also. It is about African countries also. Because 17 terrorist organizations are still running in the continent Africa. Lots of Al Qaedas are there in Africa, but no one talks about Africa. Why? Because they do not have because they do not have a great leader. That's why in this time in G20 summit, India has told that if India is leading G20 summit, then Africa should also be a part of it. And during the distribution of Covaxin, during the COVID time, over 100, near about 100 countries of Africa, India has donated the dose of Covaxin. These small helps India is doing the nearby countries, the aligned countries, so that their presence should be seen in the world perspective. And let's fight against terrorism together.
Thank you, sir, for answering this question. And our next question is, can you elaborate on the culture influence that may contribute to the motive behind terrorist act?
No, I don't think culture is the motive behind the terrorism. See, culture of any other place could be their own rituals, own daily habits. So I'm not a person to question them why you are following this kind of culture and this culture is promoting terrorism. It is their thinking and their understanding. The matter is what the people is taking inside, what the values they have. The fight is of the values what they are seeking, what their forefathers have given to them. Culture is not aspect that because of this terrorism is happening, but the values what they are proclaiming inside, that is the problem.
Thank you, sir, for answering the questions. It's a wonderful given the with example. That was a very good piece of advice given to us, sir. Again, thank you all for attending today's webinar. And if you have any additional question, you can contact us by email or telephone. We are happy to provide additional support to you. Please follow us on our social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel for new learning.